Oh, I love the cold start on these C63s. Beautiful. Welcome to another episode of MGUY and welcome to the C63 AMG. So in this video we're going to look at the first test drive that I took, and then we're going to look at some video from the collection. So sit back and enjoy. So this morning we're off to get a pre-purchase inspection on this C63 AMG. Gary over at High Tech is going to do that. So I'm currently driving up to Mona Vale to pick up the car, drive it down to Alexandria, which is a long way, or Mascot, hang around while the PPI is done, and then bring it back to Mona Vale. So just to tell you a little bit about this car, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, which I'll link up here, I've been looking for a daily driver that's a little bit more modern than the SL55 that we're in today. I love the SL, but it is a bit of a classic, and it's something I'd like to keep for a weekend driver rather than a daily. So the car that I miss most of my previous cars is the C63. When I first started this channel, I had an RS5 convertible. And I traded that for a C63, and that really was one of the best cars I've ever had. It was absolutely fantastic, made a great sound. It was an edition 507, which had the extra power output up to 507 horsepower. So fantastic car, made a beautiful sound, practical, 4 seats. Yeah, it was really nice, and I sold that to buy the CL65, and really missed it. I said in that video, actually, when I went to pick up the CL65, that I was going to really miss this the C63, and I was dead right. Oh, I'm going to miss this V8. I really am. Anyway. So we're off to see a C63 which is for sale up in Mona Vale. Just to tell you a little bit about this car, because I've done some research on it, which is I've been able to get some information on it. The main drawback with this car is that it has a bit of a sketchy service history, and with these highly strung AMG engines, that's always a bad sign. But I'm hoping that it's not as bad as it seems, because the car is a really interesting spec. So it was actually the colour that first attracted me to this car. Again, it was like the SL55, where the interior was the key factor, this beautiful berry red interior. And when I saw this one, I really kind of fell in love with it because of the red interior. It's a really superficial way of deciding what car you're going to buy. I'm very shallow with my choice of cars at the moment. So it has this beautiful deep rich blue colour, and I understand that it is one of only 5 C63s in Australia which have this Designo special paint code. Basically, it's a special paint to sample colour called Mystic Blue, and it's absolutely stunning to look at. And once I got the VIN number, I was able to research all the options that were on it, and it is optioned up to the hilt. It's got a crazy number of options. For a start, it's got the performance pack. It's also got interior and exterior carbon packs, which were hugely expensive options at the time. It also has a Designo headliner, but the rarest thing on that car, and I have never seen it in another C63, and I've seen a lot, is that it has a full leather dashboard. Now that was an option, again it was a Designo option, I think, to have the stitched leather. Most C63s, in fact most C-Class, have a plastic dash, whereas this one has this beautiful stitched leather. It was really unusual to see that. So it's a really highly spec'd car. It's a really beautiful colour, but I just need to confirm that this service history is not going to cause this engine some problems. It's late enough in its manufacturing date not to have the head bolt issue on the M156 engine, because that's one of the main concerns with the M156. I think anything with an engine number starting less than 60, so anything 59, I think it's 60 and something, but they have these weak head bolts which can snap and break, and then you can have all sorts of problems. But that was fixed after engine number 60 something, and this one's an 8, so we're well into the new head bolts there. But just a little bit concerned that it is, you know, there's not that full history that there should have been, and need to check that out. So when we're in the C63, I'll get back to you and give you a bit of a talk. So here we are in the C63. Just come back from Gary, who's just done the pre-purchase inspection, and as you can probably tell by the smile on my face, came back pretty good. No real problems actually. There's an oil leak on the sump gasket, and also it needs new front and rear discs and pads because they've been machined and they're warped. But apart from that, absolutely clean bill of health. So yeah, we'll go back to the dealer now and get the guy's email address, and then we'll put a proposal to him. I reckon if they can do the discs and pads and do that oil sump gasket, sounds like a pretty good deal. So before we hand it back, I'll give you a quick tour just on the outside and the inside, and as you can see, it's got this beautiful cream leather interior and a whole bunch of options which make it a really special car, including the colour, which is... And the other thing that Gary said, he's got this incredibly expensive paint thickness gauge, so he can tell immediately if there's any panels that have been repainted or if it's ever been in a crash, and he said it was completely original, no damage to the paintwork at all, so he thought it was really clean. So good news. I tell you what though, I'd forgotten just how amazing these cars sound. When he started it up, I'll see if I can do a startup. It barks into life. It's just awesome. I have so missed the C63, I tell you. And to have found a good one in a really nice spec, I just think I've struck gold here. Sounds so good. Oh, that is so cool. Yes, I remember how freaking brilliant this car is. Gary did an inspection within 2 hours. You know, he's so good. And if you live in Sydney and you've got any kind of you know, Mercedes, Porsche, BMW, any of those brands or any of the exotics, he's the guy to go to. High Tech Automotive. So I'll put a link in the description to Gary. So we've really struck gold here. Fantastic. See you later. Just thought we'd do a quick walk around. This is the beautiful colour, Mystic Blue. Those nice red brake calipers. Hope the wind isn't too bad. Twin pipe AMG exhaust, carbon fibre spoiler on the rear there. It's a bit dirty, hasn't been cleaned, but carbon fibre door mirrors. Yeah, it's a really beautiful looking car. Just having a look inside. Obviously keyless entry. Nice dual tone. Dual tone upholstery. Full panoramic sunroof up the top there. Carbon fibre on the doors. And this incredibly rare leather dash, which is just a final touch, which is beautiful. Don't see that very often at all. There's a $5,000 option. Interior carbon, all the features. So there she is. Yeah, look, I'm going to be taking this back to the dealer now, and then we'll probably be making an offer on it, subject to getting those brake rotors done and also getting that oil seal replaced. So I'll let you know how we go.
A few inches later.
Here we are at Cole Crawford in Mona Vale, and we're here to pick up my Mercedes C63 AMG. It's over there. So let's go. Oh, looks good. Very nice.
That's all the books that you've seen many times
Yep,
before.
perfect. Thank
Everything's
you.
in there. 2 keys.
Yep. Well, Andrew,
Full tank of fuel.
I would shake your hand, but I can't.
All I
because
want is
it's-
a Google review. All you got to do is go onto our website.
Yep, I will do.
Crawford BMW, and that really does help me personally.
Yeah, no.
So
Consider it
I could ask
done.
you. Thank you
Consider
so
it
much.
done.
All right. Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
Thank
Really appreciate it.
you so much.
Thank you.
Simon.
Cheers. So here we are in the C63, just about to drive off home, so let's enjoy it. So here we are, driving the C63. Oh, it's so nice to be back in this car. For those of you who are new to the channel, I used to have a C63 Edition 507, which was an amazing car. And I traded it in for a bit of a unicorn, a CL65 V12 CL, because it was kind of something I wanted to tick off my bucket list. But the reality is that CL was it was way more of a grand tourer than an all-out sports car, and it just was not that engaging to drive. Pretty much as soon as I sold that car, I regretted it, and have been hankering after a C63 ever since, basically. And I finally got one. So I'll do a proper full review at some point very soon. But just to give you a brief rundown of what this car is, it's a 2013 C63 AMG with performance pack and a very long list of options, which is great. So I am stoked to be back in a C63. Such a great daily, and was lucky enough to be able to finance this through my work. So very happy with how it all turned out. So I'd like to give a shout out to Paul and Alex at SG Fleet, and also to Andrew at Cole Crawford in Mona Vale, who's been absolutely fantastic with the purchase of this car. Highly recommend Cole Crawford. They have a whole range of dealerships up the northern beaches, various cars. BMW I know is one of their primary brands, but a whole bunch of others. I'll link to them below in the video description, so Thanks very much, guys, at Cole Crawford, and specifically Andrew. Thanks very much. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. There'll be lots more content on the C63 coming up, including some comparisons with some of the other AMG models that I've owned in the past, and a look in more detail at the engines in these amazing cars. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to smash that like. It'd be great to have you as a subscriber, and hit that notification bell. You can follow me on Instagram down here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.